listening to the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.
Welcome back, Charleston, as the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show continues here on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com. We're talking this morning about the real estate industry, the failings within it, and what we can do a better job of. And I really want to hear your thoughts on this. This is your chance to kind of to air it out. You know, tell us what we could be doing a better job of. There's a lot of frustration in this industry right now among real estate agents, among potential clients and customers. And so there are some things here that I want to continue to expand on, but I'd really love to hear what you have to say. You know, what is it that you find annoying about this industry that we should change? What is it that you think we're doing a good job of? You know, we'll take some good news too. I'd like to think that our team does a good job and that we're not one of the robots that just annoy the you-know-what out of you in order to earn your business. We do things a different way. We've kind of made a name for ourselves by going against the grain. But anyways, the number here in the studio, if you want to be on the program, is 843-556-1250. Anything real estate related at all you want to chat about? Maybe you have just a question you want to ask and get answered. The number here again, 843-556-1250. Now, if you want to reach out to me personally and talk about real estate, your needs, what you have planned over the course of the next few weeks, months, years, doesn't matter. Here to help. My personal number, my cell phone number is 843-400-8009. 843-400-8009. So you can do that, or you can just go to my website, listingsincharleston.com. That's listingsincharleston.com. Learn more about who we are and what we do and what we sell. Search the MLS. Find out the value of your home. Listen to all of our radio shows. We've been doing this over 6 years now. Well over 200 programs on WTMA, which is really cool to say, by the way. So listingsincharleston.com is the website. So let me just get back to how we as an industry are failing you. And one of the ways that we're doing that is that we are just, and frankly, not just us, everybody, we are just way too busy. We are constantly overwhelmed. And I'll give you a little snapshot into what my day looks like every single day. Already this morning, I've had 2 sales calls. Every single day, I get multiple phone calls from people trying to sell me something that I didn't express an interest in. And we're talking not like 1 or 2, like 10. And it makes me want to change my number, but I've had my number since I was in college and since I've had my real estate license, and I'm not going to change my number. But I am blocking the you-know-what out of people, which you would think is helping, except for systems and processes and software like Google Voice, where they can generate 100 different phone numbers from the same company and continue to call and badger me. But anyways, on top of that, I'm getting hundreds, literally hundreds, plural, of emails every single day, full of notifications and alerts and spam and solicitations and e-blasts from agents and emails that I'm CC'd on that I'm not supposed to be CC'd on, or that just don't matter. And all these emails just totally add to the clutter in my day and in my life. And I get about 10 to 15 that I actually need and want to respond to in a timely manner. But if I get away from my email because I have such a love-hate relationship with it for more than a day or so, it just, things get lost. And so you have to constantly stay on top of it, which is a distraction, right? And so nowadays, anytime you do anything online, it sparks this series of automated emails. And we refer to this, by the way, as a drip campaign. And I want to spend a little bit of time on this, and I really want to hear what you guys have to say about this, because this is important. This is something that's happening in our industry right now that a lot of agents are struggling with. It is a huge distraction, and it's preventing them from being better real estate agents. So the number here in the studio is 843-556-1250, 843-556-1250. So as we're referring to these automated emails that get sent out as soon as you register your information online. And it's pretty easy to determine what a genuine email looks like from somebody that spent the time to write it versus just some sort of automated email. I mean, they all look and, for the most part, sound the same. So again, anytime you do anything online, you get this series of emails dripped on you. And so they weren't so prevalent back in the day. Obviously, 10 years ago or 13, almost 14 years ago when I got started, there wasn't a huge amount of, drip campaigns. But again, now it doesn't matter if you're buying a house or looking at a car or, entering a sweepstakes for a set of steak knives. You're going to get 30 emails about steak knives. And so what's interesting is that all of this automation is, frankly, clutter. It's full of content that we believe to be relevant, designed to try and just get you to respond to something. But that method in and of itself is part of the problem. And the problem is we are distracted, all of us. We feel like we have to follow up with you multiple times per day and then multiple times per week if we didn't reach you, because it's so hard to capture people's attention, that is the most scarce commodity in at least our country right now, is someone's attention. Scarcity is it's not food, it's not labor, it's not tech, it's not, innovation, it is attention. We're all just very, very overwhelmed, which is why I firmly believe that we are moving away from quote unquote information marketing, because the information's out there. You search for it, it's out there. You can find it. What we're really moving toward as an industry and really as a country is attention-based marketing. The problem with that is either figuring out how to create, implement, and then review those processes consistently, or going the other route and just writing a monthly check to a company that's identified a need and then created a solution for you. So part of the challenge here, at least for our industry, is that we think that we need all of this technology to help us do our job better, or just do our job for us. And we start adding expenses here and here and here and here and here, and we forget to spend money marketing our properties. I have always been and always will be a proponent of spending my money that I earn from my business and all of my hard work on my properties to create more business for myself and my company. Very rarely do I spend money on my company to grow my company, because I can grow it through doing what I say I'm going to do, which is doing a really good job for my clients. Now, again, I'm not naive enough to think that I can grow my business the rate at which I want to by not investing in my own company. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is people are so distracted with trying to figure out, okay, if somebody inquires about this type of property or through this method, then I need to have this very specific action plan full of a bunch of videos, because video is all the rage now. And I have to make sure that the content in that video is relevant, and I need to research how to, captivate the audience within the first 3 seconds of the video. Otherwise, I lose them. And in order to do that, I need to pay for this class. And in order to do that, I have to sell more. It's just this ridiculous cycle. And what's happening in the process, which I think, everyone's feeling right now, is that we as real estate agents are losing our touch. We're losing our salesmanship. That, to me, at least right now, is one of the biggest reasons why you're seeing all of this disruption in our market right now. Because that's really what we're talking about, is disruption in our industry. And guess what? It happens in every industry. Think of Blockbuster, and then Redbox came out. You guys remember, obviously, that you would go to Redbox and, you guys remember how that worked. You know how Blockbuster made all of their money, by the way? My mom. They didn't make money by renting out the, VHS tapes. They made money on the late fees. You remember that? My mom was the worst about that. I remember going to Blockbuster as a kid, and it's like $23 in late fees. Well, I guess we can't get that movie. Can't see The Sandlot for the 7th time. Whatever. But the point is is that people there had a really hard time returning movies on time, and then they also charged to rewind the tapes. They made their month on late fees. But because the landscape for real estate companies is changing, we also have another dilemma. We have all these agents that get a few deals done that then say, hey, wait a minute, I've figured this thing out. I've unlocked the keys to success. I'm going to go create a real estate team. So now you have all these agents that have, in the grand scheme of things, very little experience creating real estate teams that are now becoming business owners, that are hiring assistants, figuring out how to do all these internal processes, manage people, recruit for talent. I've been doing that for a long time. We've got our stuff together. We've got a very well-run and oiled machine as it relates to the operations of our business. But it wasn't always that way. It took a long time to get there. You got to figure a lot of stuff out. You have to be business-minded to run a business. If you just want to be a real estate agent and help people, you don't have to have a ton of business acumen. Let's just call it like it is. You have to be a great people person. You have to be good at your job. You have to know how to negotiate. You have to understand the market. And that's about it. You have to follow the rules. But you got all these people that are creating real estate teams. They're creating businesses within brokerages, and they're getting so lost along the way and so bogged down with all the details that they forget to go out and sell the real estate. And because they're so bogged down with all these details, once they get a client, they're not giving them the attention they deserve because they're focused on the psychology behind the content they need to create for an 18-month video marketing plan that they're going to send to you, through an automated system to try and get you to respond once you inquire about a home for sale in Somerville. And the amount of time that it takes to create something like that is ridiculous. And I've got a full-time marketing manager. Most real estate agents, most real estate teams do not have a marketing manager. We're fortunate enough to sell enough real estate for me to be able to afford one. But he's sitting right next to me, and you're irreplaceable, buddy. Invaluable. But that's kind of what we're talking about here. And so here's what I really want to hear from you is how can we as real estate agents communicate with you more effectively? When you go online and you inquire about something or you search for something, you should have a goal in mind. It's not like you're online just aimlessly wandering around and then you stumble across a house and you say, oh, you know what? Actually, I think I do want to buy a house. Let me contact this agent and get right in there and make them an offer. That's not how this works. How do you want us to connect with you? How do you want us to follow up with you? Let's hear some horror stories. Come on, make this fun, guys. This is your chance. 843-556-1250. 843-556-1250. I'll give you a few minutes to think about it while we take a break. And then when we come back, give me a ring here in the studio, 843-556-1250. And again, if you want to reach out to me personally, you want to talk about your real estate needs, work with my real estate team, my number is 843-400-8009. 843-400-8009. Stick around. This is the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show on the Big Talker, 1250 WTMA.
Hear the Brian Beatty Real Estate Show every Saturday morning at 9 and each Sunday morning at 10 on 1250 WTMA and WTMA.com.